Good evening. This is Cat Kennison. Welcome to the Catcast. Another new intro to bring to you guys today, and I'm glad to be here. And I'm very excited because this is going to be one of the most fantastic podcasts I can imagine tonight. Oh, you might have oversold it, Cat. Maybe. I don't know. So, let's get right into it. We've already had a cast today, and I'm doing a second cast. I know. I just overdo the casting, don't I? I overdo it, some people say. Too many videos. I know. My videos have surpassed my subscribers. We need to get more subscribers in here. Anyways, let's get to the topic, okay? Let's get to it. So, a few days ago, Obama said aliens are real. And got a bunch of attention, all right? Then he comes out later and says, well, they're not really real. At least I haven't seen them. He says he thinks they're real, But Trump comes out today. He was asked about it. And he said, well, Obama gave out confidential information. And everybody's like, whoa, what? If aliens aren't real, then what's the confidentiality? Are they real then? But he doesn't enlighten you that much about it. Now, I instantly go to, well, he said there was no Area 51, and maybe that was misinformation or confidential. I don't know. Because everybody knows there is. So he definitely said something there that probably shouldn't have said. Anyways, it makes more sense, though, that it has to do with the aliens, doesn't it? Because everybody thinks aliens exist pretty much, that have seen UFOs. If you understand physics and you understand our technology, we haven't figured out how to make a static bubble yet. Basically, think about it like a warp shell around you. If you've ever seen the movie Explorers, it's from the 80s. These kids actually create a bubble that they can use to go through space with. And he talks about no inertia and everything. You don't feel the speed up, the slow down, nothing. And that's the only way that a spacecraft, unless they're completely autonomous or like a robot, that it could do those kind of things. Because anything living with like stuff inside would just, you can't do that. I don't even know if we could do it with our electronics, to tell you the truth. The G-forces would probably rip stuff apart without that static shield, which is why I always go to technology-based. Now, I'm pretty sure, I can't, prove it, but I'm pretty sure that night vision came from alien technology. I also think that the stealth fighter was designed from alien technology, to bounce the signal so it doesn't come back to the radar position. I can't prove it, but I think these are things that we backward engineered so we could build them ourselves. All right? Now, this is so interesting to me because I am fascinated by space. All right? I have been since I was young. I got into Star Trek Next Generation. I loved Star Wars. Everything space. I've always loved it. I love the science of space, I watched the space shows all the time. I know a lot about space. The thing that I have trouble with is all these people that are into space, all right? they don't think there's been any life here yet. They haven't found any life besides Earth. And they would be so hip on alien life. So I'm like, those people would not be able to know about it to keep their anticipation down, you know what I'm saying? So that's what makes me wonder about the whole thing. So even though they have all kinds of astronomy equipment, telescopes, whatnot, they haven't really seen the aliens. We haven't got any communications from all the people that are like SETI, that are searching for alien signals. Never got any of those. Haven't, except one time, a long time ago, the WOW signal. They've never duplicated it. And so I wonder, if they can keep the sound so secretive, why haven't they come up with cloaking yet? Star Trek has cloaking. Now Star Wars did not have cloaking, but Star Trek had cloaking. Now, the Federation didn't use cloaking because they thought it wasn't fair or a good thing, but Romulans used cloaking technology. The Klingons used cloaking technology. So you would think that the aliens would have cloaking technology. If you can make a static bubble around your ship, why can't you also project the surrounding space onto that bubble so no one sees you? Right? It's almost like, did they want us to see them slowly, to bring people around to the fact that aliens exist? Do you think? Because the more we move to the future, the more and more people see UFOs. And you get more video of it. Of course, back in the day, not everybody had cameras like everybody does now. But you still think that if they didn't want to be seen, they wouldn't be. Like even in Star Trek, when they went back in time, they cloaked their ship so that the people of that time would not see them. So it makes you wonder how the technology seems very superior, But I've seen Predator, where the ship has that shield and it cloaks the ship as well. The shield it went like right through somebody's leg when that shield engaged, like nothing, like butter, shield's on, And you would think you could project whatever you want on that shield if you had cameras just mapping the surrounding area. You would just project that out onto the shield. You'd be cloaked, right? Of course, maybe the problem with that would be the perspective from when people are watching you always changes. Because if you remember in the Mission Impossible movie where they had that screen where they were moving forward, they could only track one set of eyes because from different positions, everybody would see things differently. Maybe that's it. Cat, you're way overthinking this. All I know is they make you think that there are aliens, but then they don't want you to think there are aliens, but then they put out something like there are aliens, And apparently there is a speech that's ready to go at moment's notice for this exact thing. Disclosure of aliens existing. Are we going to get to know how long you've been hiding it from us? Has it been since 45 or 47, whenever freaking Roswell happened? Of course it has been. We lie always. We are big liars. They probably don't want to come out and tell us they're big liars, do they? That's why they haven't told us for so long. They said we couldn't handle it. We can't handle other species. We can't even handle races. I don't know. You look at Star Trek, though. There's a lot of people into Star Trek. A lot of people would be like, man, I want some aliens so bad. As long as they're not like the aliens from Aliens. That have acid for blood and want to eat you and destroy you and kill you. We'd like kind of nice aliens that will help us and, teach us things. We'd like the Federation type of aliens, maybe not the aliens from Alien movie. The Predator ones, don't really want those either because they're all about, hunting and stuff. We need some nice Star Trek aliens that don't think we're a threat and want to help us to enter into the galactic universe of species in the Milky Way. I don't know. But I look forward to this day of disclosure. Bring it on. I would like nothing more than this to happen during President Trump's term. I've been waiting for this ever since I was a kid. I am like, when will they tell us there are aliens? I can't wait. I am on pins and needles for this now. This is all I'm going to think about. This whole year, I'm be like, please tell us aliens exist. Chaba chaba cha. Cat, why are you so into aliens? I don't know. I just think it's cool to have aliens on other planets, I think that's awesome, and it doesn't take away from God, because God could have made them too, right? That's right, nowhere does it say God wanted to stop creating stuff, No. So he can do what he wants. He created us. He watches us. Maybe he created some other people. Maybe he created them before us. Who even knows, It doesn't matter. Aliens are good, in my opinion. Cat, why do you say that? I want the aliens to know I'm on their side. They're probably way more advanced than us if they can travel through space to get here. So you gotta give them props for being pretty smart and evolving to where they can travel through interstellar space, right? That can't be an easy thing. We've only gone to the moon, okay? We've gone to one satellite planet around us. We haven't gone anywhere else. These people, if they can travel to our home, have probably been other places too. Yep, that's all I'm saying. So, you gotta look up to them. You gotta be like, wow, that's impressive, Just like you look up to other people that do impressive stuff, Be like, hey, if you can travel interstellar space, if you can make a ship that you don't feel inertia in because of a static bubble, that's really impressive. You invented night vision and we probably got it from you. That's pretty freaking cool. We use it all the time now. So, I look forward to this. I am optimistic. I am so glad that Obama screwed up, and now we're going to get to know about aliens. He gave out classified material. Let's go back and be that guy again. Why do I have to be the one to Obama? You have to be the one to tell Obama. Okay. Mr. Obama, Mr. President Obama. Yes? You know how you said aliens were real, and then everything went crazy, and then you came out and said, well, you didn't really think they were real, you just thought that they exist, you don't have any proof of them, and all that? Yes, I do. I remember that. Okay, well, just spit it out, will you, cat? Okay. President Trump said you gave out confidential information and you shouldn't have done that. What? Yeah, he said that you gave out confidential information and you should not have done that. Huh? To be a fly on that wall. Not only did you destroy healthcare, Obama, but you now destroy men faith in us being the only creature in the universe. You destroy that now. What next will you destroy? Are you going to tell kids that there's no Santa Claus? Oh, man, I tell you. They just don't know when to be quiet, They just don't know when to stop talking. Can you hear that train? Does the train pick up? That guy blew that whistle for a long time, didn't he? They probably couldn't even hear it cut. Maybe. All right. Is that enough about aliens? That's enough about aliens. Let's talk about our other major topic for today. All right? Iran. Iran thinks that we're pushover now because for years and years we never exerted ourselves. And now Iran think that we think we nothing. Iran think we nothing now. And we are something. We've got a lot of ships over there right now, but no ground forces, because we don't need ground forces. All the ground forces live in Iran. 90% of the people are against Ayatollah. So my solution was, we'll take out Ayatollah, we drop in weapons for the people, they take over their country. I think that's what we're going to do. That's the only way you don't need ground forces. You know, everybody said, oh, this can't be like Venezuela. We can't do a surgical attack. Why can't we? I don't understand why we can't. Exactly. We didn't have 90% of the people in Venezuela on our side like we do in Iran. We can knock out their surface-to-air stuff like that, okay? And then what do we have to worry about? We can drop in whatever we want to the people. Sure, maybe some of the other people will get some of that weaponry, but do they have the forces to overwhelmingly take on the numbers of citizens that want to get their country back? Because we can basically drop leaflets and tell the citizens, hey, take your country back now, or we'll just have to level it. And the citizens will be like, yeah, let's take it back, cha-cha, you know? Because we're not going to keep dealing with this guy. This Ayatollah thinks that he can flick us off, bite his thumb at us, do that symbol thing right in our faces, and we're supposed to take it. And we don't have to anymore. Now, we can be like, no. If you want to get to your heaven, we will get you there really quick. We'll take care of this for you, all right? Not a problem. I remember back after we blew up their stuff, and the president said, this nuclear program means much to us people. It means more than anything in the world. I said, well, then it means more than you living, correct? That's what I would have said. Okay, thank you for telling us that. It means more than living, even though there's quite a few countries that have come up with nuclear technology. You're so late to the table. Why does it mean that much to you? Why don't you invent something that nobody else has invented, you know? If it means that much to you, sir. I would have just went off on this guy. I went, oh, okay. So it means more than breathing and living. Gotcha. Just wanted to make that sure. Now that we know, we don't have to screw around with you anymore. You know, I would have known right then what we got to do. Maybe they did know. And we're just doing this all for show now to let everybody see we tried, and they just spit in our face. So they said 10 days. It's happening this weekend. Hear it from Cat. Last time we told when something was going to happen, we do it before it's going to happen. We're not going to let them know when we're going to come. So basically, it's over right now. They have just said no to everything. And we're like, okay, we're done screwing around here. All right? We're going to take you guys out. And then whoever takes over, we're going to tell them the same thing. Either work with us or we'll take you out. And that's what we'll do. We are not playing around anymore. Okay? And we're not doing no land invasion. Just not going to happen. All right? So everybody that's freaking out about it, it ain't going to happen. All right? This is going to be a plane and ship war. Be launching tomahawks, dropping missiles, all that kind of stuff. But we ain't going to have to put nobody in Iran. We'll be putting missiles and bombs in there. All right? Because what else are we to do? You know, they leave us no choice. This, they say, is the most important thing to them. Well, the most important thing to us is that you don't have a nuclear bomb. So now that we know that that's the most important thing to you, not living, we know that what we have to do. You said that's the most thing important to you. We want you to continue with your endeavor then, and we will take care of that, okay? Continue with your endeavor, because the most important thing to us is preventing you from having nuclear weapon. Just understand, you have your most important thing, we have our most important thing. Who's going to get to the most important thing first? We'll see. Cha-ba-cha. Oh, goodbye. Bye now. I probably won't talk to you again. Bye now. I just want to say goodbye. God rest your soul. Bye-bye. All right? Just be done with it with these people. They don't care. So, I don't anymore either. I'm done with this. We're not kicking this down the road forever and ever and ever. It was done wrong in Iraq. It was done wrong in Afghanistan. Let's do it right for once. Can we finally do it right? Can we? Can we do it right? Can this be like the most surgical strike ever and be like the most impressive thing ever done? This is going to make Midnight Hammer look like child's play when we lay this down. They're not, you remember when they had that stupid thing, shock and awe? Remember Bush? Shock and awe, shock and awe. There wasn't no shock and awe to that. That was the dumbest thing I ever heard, shock and awe. That was not shock and awe, okay? We're going to show them, cha-cha, cha, bam, boom, cha-cha. They ain't going to see what's coming. Yeah, there ain't going to be no shock and awe. It's going to boom. How do you like that? Sorry. Cat, you went crazy. I'm just saying. Show them this. Show them you won't even see it. You'll just be dead. You won't even be able to see it. You would be shocked and awed, but you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. Instantaneously, within milliseconds. Maybe nanoseconds. You know, that's faster than millisecond. Yeah, nanosecond. You don't even know, man. You don't see nothing. You don't hear nothing. You just don't exist anymore. And then, how you find out? Hopefully, you're in hell. Burning with Satan. Cha-cha! I don't claim to know. I don't condemn you. All I know is this is the most important thing in the world to you. So, I know what's the most important thing to us. It's living. That's why we don't want you to have a nuclear bomb. Because that means we don't get to live anymore. They don't understand that one bomb can destroy the world. They don't seem to understand how nuclear fallout works, how it will drift around, you know. And don't forget who produces a lot of the food for the world. You take out us, there goes a lot of the food, people. A lot of the food. They don't care, though. As long as they take out the Jews and the Christians, that's all they care about, because they're getting their 72 virgins up there. How do you freaking even logically reason with people that think they're going to get 72 virgins when they die for doing bad stuff in God's name? How do you reason with that? You know, do you say to them, you know, that's like being Epstein? You want to be an Epstein? What are you? How old are your 72 virgins, you know? I mean, come on. These people sound like sickos. Down here on Earth, if you got with 72 women, all right, they're all virgins, which means they're probably pretty young, we would all be repulsed by it. Repulsed. But over there, they think, oh, that's perfectly cool. Totally fine, you know? You don't have to be monogamous. Yeah, get how many girls you want. We're going to give you a bunch of girls when you die for God. I'm sorry, it really upsets me. I get crazed about this crap because these people are so stupid. When we knew when that I totally was at, we should have just took him out. I knew they knew where he was one time. We should have just took him out. I knew this was going to what we came to, but now we probably don't know where he is. So I wish we'd have took him back then, you know? Because, like I said, he is... Maybe he's the third Antichrist. You ever think of that? Maybe he's this next guy that's going to be the worst guy in the world, you know? I don't think so. I think we're just going to take care of him. But, you know, it really repulses me. I get very worked up over it. But I think it's going to be taken care of. Like I said, I just, to me, things that seem important to them, seem arbitrary. Yeah, very important that we have this bomb. Yeah, means a lot to us as a people, as a country. Okay, well, it means a lot to us as a country that you don't have it. Actually, really means a whole lot to us that you don't have it, because we care about living, and we know that you having a bomb is very detrimental to our health. So, as much as you want to have this bomb, we want to make sure you don't have it. Actually, even more than you want to have the bomb, we want to make sure you don't have the bomb. So, we will now take steps to make sure you don't have that bomb, okay? Now, we can do that much quicker than you can make a bomb. Just want to let you know. We can take you out a lot quicker than you can make a bomb. Do you understand that? I want to talk to this Ayatollah guy, and say, Mr. Ayatollah, do you know they can kill us like tomorrow, and we need years to make bomb. So what? I don't care. Make bomb. But sir, they see us trying to make bomb again, and they've told us to stop making bomb. I don't care. Lie to them. Say we're not making no bomb. We ain't making no bomb. Tell them we ain't making no bomb. Yes, we can. This worked in the past with all the buffoons that America had voted for, but now they actually have Trump with backbone who actually will do something, and this could be the end of it. I don't care. I did 72 versions. I don't care. Let's keep making bomb. I don't care. But I have family, and we want to live. I don't care. Maybe we should just kill you, Ayatollah, ourselves. You know, that would be so perfect if someone close would just take him out for us, and then report that to us, show us the pictures, and let us have the body, and bam, that would save a lot of people's lives. You guys ever think about that? You ever think about just taking them out yourself, you know? I bet in Venezuela they're like, I wish we would have just handed him over, because he killed some people and stuff that if we would have handed him over, would not have died. I mean, they got him anyways. Why didn't we just hand him over, you know? Yeah. We're gonna get this guy too. Gonna get him, okay? We got Saddam Hussein, all right? We got Osama bin Laden. We got Osama bin Laden's sons, all right? Who else did we get? We got Maduro, all right? And we're about ready to get Ayatollah. I reckon then we'll be 5 for 5, cha-cha. Pretty good at hitting our marks now. I was only going to do the aliens topic, but then after 15 minutes, I was like, let's do a little bit on Iran, all right? Because they think they have, like, big balls. And I'm like, whoa. Our balls are way bigger than your balls now. Did you see when Trump had them bombers fly right over Putin's head, and Putin like, yeah, big balls to do that. Big balls. Now, how many ships we got over there in your region? Like, more than we had, like, we haven't had this many since we attacked Iraq, okay? Iraq, all right? Now we have that many, maybe more. We've got a new ship that we didn't even have then, okay? The Gerald Ford, which is freaking BA, which means, you know, the bad A word, all right? It's BA. It's awesome, okay? It is 4 feet wider than the Nimitz class, all right? It's incredible, this thing, all right? Holds 75 aircraft plus. A Nimitz class can only hold 65 plus, all right? Cha-ba-cha. So we have the fleet of battleships ready to sink you down. We got Abraham Lincoln over there. That's a submarine, all right? The USS Abraham Lincoln, man. We can launch Tomahawks right off that, no problem, all right? We can bomb anything we want. We don't have to set play anywhere near your land, all right? We will have air dominance. We will shut you down, all right? And it's a matter of minutes that you will be alive before you're dead. They'll be like, we're under attack. You're dead. That's what's going to happen. And I can't wait. I hate arrogant people. The Ayatollah is the most arrogant person. If he really thinks his God likes him to be arrogant, then he's going to be in heaven. But I think arrogance is a bad thing, so I think he's not going to be in heaven. You know, arrogance is when you don't have power, but you pretend that you do. You brag about it all the time, but you're really worthless and you have nothing, and you're trying to make yourself sound better than you are. Bad thing to do. All right? This is Cat Kennison. You've been watching the Catcast. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry when I got a little worked up, but I'm just getting tired of these people being stupid. But it's okay. It's okay. The last stupid person hasn't been born yet. Cha-cha. Bye now.